Hi everybody, welcome to 5 Minute Ministries. Now don't let the title of this message throw you. In fact, it's going to be a series and it's based on a song called The Mississippi Squirrel by Ray Stevens. Now hopefully I remember, and I'll have a link in the description so you can get a better understanding and some amusement as to what I'm talking about and some background. But in the song, Ray Stevens, as a boy, captures a squirrel and sneaks the squirrel into church. Now, as he's showing the squirrel to a friend, the squirrel gets loose and runs right up the pant leg of a man. And the man starts hooping and hollering and screaming because he doesn't know what's going on. He's scared to death because something is running around in his clothing and he doesn't know anything about what's happening. And, of course, when a man does that in church, it gets everybody's attention, and everyone is turning to him to see what's going on. Well, he finally drops to his knees and begs God for help, and the squirrel runs out of his pant leg, and it runs to the other side of the room. Now, over there is a woman who's very indignant at the scene that's going on, and she's thinking how undignified and how dare this man disrupt the church like that, when that squirrel runs up her dress. And the squirrel starts running around inside, and she starts to freak out. She starts to cry and scream, and then she starts to confess to all kinds of sins that she has committed. And of course, that gets plenty of attention. Now, as things start to, we'll say, come back and die down, people start to see that God is doing something here, even if they don't know what it is. And people get saved. People sign up for service, whether serving the church or serving in missionary work. They start to raise a whole bunch of money, and they even go as far as to re-baptize everybody. And we'll talk about that later. Now, the line that really stands out in this song is like the thing he'll remember to his dying day is how God put that church on the narrow way with a half-crazed Mississippi squirrel. Now, I want to do a series on this because there are certain people mentioned in this where we can easily identify. And maybe we can't identify, but we should identify. Sometimes God has to send in a squirrel to disrupt our normal day of life. And he has his purposes for it. It's not always because of sin in our lives. It's not always because things are stagnant. It's because God has a plan and a purpose for us. He wants to get our attention for whatever reason. I'm going to be talking about that as this series goes on as well. I'm going to be addressing quite a few things, and I want you to pay attention because really that's what God wants. He wants your attention. It's not that he's starved for attention, but he wants you to serve him either more often, better, or start serving him in the first place. Now, it depends on where you are in your life. Now, when these so-called squirrels enter your life, ask yourself, why is this squirrel here? What does God have in store for me? Do I have sin in my life I need to address? Have I been on the mountaintop for too long, as they say? Am I not growing? Am I complacent in my spiritual life? Do I need to come to Christ? Is that why there are squirrels in my life? And I addressed it this way because squirrels cause a lot of disruption. If you ever had a squirrel in your house or any foreign animal in your house, you know it causes a lot of chaos. And sometimes we need the chaos to bring us back and to rely on God a lot more than we do. So as I go through this series, please take some time and examine yourself. Ask God to show you who you are, where you need to be, and what you need to do to get there. This has been 5 Minute Ministries, and I'll see you next time.